welcome to Stone Cottage Studios. Thank you for joining us today for another artist session. I'm really excited because Kate Farmer and Jonathan Sadler are here in the studio. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Doing great, thanks.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, doing
We've
good.
been having some good time here together,
Mhm.
sound checking and all that.
Yeah, lots of good sound checks and good music that everyone's going to hear. A question that I always like to ask is, I guess for each of you, and maybe it's different as like a percussionist, but how you go about writing music or just creating music or developing music like in your life. If you each want to take a shot at that.
I love that question. Do you mind if I start?
No, please do.
Yeah, no, for me, the way that like I'm not educated, like classically educated about music, and I've always been a singer, but I don't like I'm only starting to learn some music theory now. And so when I started writing songs like a long time ago, I would just like have like a chord progression and I would find something that I could play, right? So like starting with my limitation, which is guitar. And so I would find some kind of chord progression that I like with a groove. And then I would start thinking like what does the melody sound like? And I would start seeing things over that. And then as I'm doing that, I would be like, what's the song about? And that's sort of what, when I figure out, it's very, it's not common that I like know what a song's going to be about before I write it. It's like I sort of let it tell me what it wants to be. And then I sort of come up with the lyrics and the idea for the song as I sort of flesh out that initial melody.
Love.
So, yeah, that's sort of my process.
Very cool. What about you, Jonathan?
I have a similar process. I mean, I do have some theory college or school and time in college with theory, but for the most part, I was self-taught as a kid when I was doing music. So I grew up in a musical family, but for me, it's always just been about like I really love what you said, Kate. Just letting the song tell you what it wants to be. So like a lot of my songs come from improvisation. So or you could just call it just seeing what's going to come through.
Sure.
Just pick up my mallets on the marimba or whatever it is I'm playing and see what comes out. And sometimes it comes out as a fully fledged out idea, and sometimes it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's just really just different every time.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, in my music as well, it's interesting. It's like, for a lot of people, when I ask that question, it seems to be that most musicians are just trying to find that flow space, and it's like, we're not trying to necessarily like impose upon the song, but it's like you said, like letting the song kind of naturally tell you what it is going to be, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. The more I can get out of the way, the better. And the more I get in the way, sometimes I end up trying to force an idea, and then I make a mistake, and that ends up being the idea we keep. You know what I mean? Because
like you didn't keep the thing that felt right? You're like overthinking it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you didn't find the thing that felt right because you're trying to force it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I definitely have songs like that where I'm like, that wasn't what that wanted to be, Yeah.
So you, Jonathan, you said that you did have some classes like as a child. What first brought music into your life? You said it was your family?
Yeah, I grew up in a musical home. My dad was a guitar player. My mom as well. When we were kids, they toured around, and we got to go with them on a lot of that. And then my dad ended up playing for Michael Martin Murphey for a long time. And my mom's a music therapist. And so I didn't have really any formal education outside of what you got in like grade school, Sure. And my dad was so busy, I didn't spend much time with him. He taught me several songs like Blackbird by Paul McCartney, and some Ventures songs on the guitar and things of that nature. But for the most part, I've been really driven to explore music on my own time, just because it's something I'm passionate about. So
love.
Yeah.
What about you, Kate?
Oh man, it's like such a mixed bag. Like I grew up in, if you know it, Jamestown. So Jamestown is a town of like 300 people. It's in the mountains, just west of Boulder, where we are now, and like everyone plays music there. Like it's this really tight-knit community where like music is about community and joy, and it's not about like trying to get something out of it. It's not about trying to like compete. It's, and so I grew up there my whole childhood, and I always wanted to sing. It was like my mom's here. She always talks about like I was singing before I could talk, or like you couldn't shut me up.
Oh.
But I was encouraged in that space from a really young age. And so when I was young, I started like singing in my mom's bands and stuff like that. But when I went to high school in Boulder, and in choir, I just started encountering sort of what felt like the real music scene, where it was very competitive. It was very like catty. It was very like precise. It wasn't about the joy of it. And I didn't do it for a long time. Like I didn't perform for a long time. And it was only after I sort of like came back to spending time in Jamestown, and my sister was starting to play the guitar and write songs, that I was like, oh, like, yeah, I really do want to do this. I don't want to do it in a competitive, goal-oriented way necessarily, but I want to enjoy it and build a community with music. So
yes.
Yeah. That was a long way.
I love that so much. I love that so much. And that's really what, I mean, like me and my dad, we started Stone Cottage Studios, and my goal with this and what we're doing now is really just trying to foster as much community as possible, because I feel like that's where, I don't know, that's just where we get to share human experience and be able to have conversations to relate and grow and find understanding. And that's just so important. So I'm happy that you resonate with that from your time in Jamestown.
Yeah. Well, man, I'll just say as an adult, like, coming into my own with playing and performing, I really have felt like the Boulder scene has been like that, like very supportive. And I think it's wonderful to be able to like join hands and rise together rather than compete.
Totally.
Like cloth or scraps.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love what you guys are doing here.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's beautiful. Well, we'll just keep it brief today for the interview, but thank you guys so much for being here. And
thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone. We have our small little audience that's in here. Thank you guys for being here and supporting Stone Cottage, and for everyone that's watching at home. Please just like and subscribe to continue to help us keep fostering and growing this community. I'll hand it over to you for some music.
Thank you. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm a ghost in the garden. I walk around all day trying to figure it out. Who I was, but the memories escape me. Well, hazy and distant, they all seem to fade. The harder these hands try to hold on, I don't recognize myself. I can't tell what's real or what's in my head. I just know that something is wrong. I'm a black hole, sun in slow motion collapse, and I think I'm gone. So cold and so heavy, the weight of the world seems to rest on these bones. What's the use? And it's somehow familiar, like coming back home to a place I once knew. This body can rest here just for a few. I don't recognize myself. I can't tell what's real or what's in my head. I just know that something is wrong. I'm a black hole, sun in slow motion collapse, and I might be gone. Well, I need to believe that there's beauty in the breakdown. We all gotta get lost if we wanna get found. Well, maybe you'll rise from the ash and I'll know why this life is a struggle. What it's trying to show us, why we gotta keep going, why we gotta keep going. Oh, I'm gonna keep going. I'm a ghost in the garden. I walk around all day trying to figure it out. Who I was. 2, 3, 4. Play one, you know, you used to shout it from the back. I've been thinking about those days and I miss that dude. That he came to see us play and that he showed up every weekend, that he cared. All this time lost, 307 unread texts from friends that I would really love to talk to. But I'm hiding from my phone again. The panic, it's been creeping in for days and days and days. It's hard to explain. I've been hiding away for so long. Forgot how to be a person in this world. Life got me down, but I'm trying to remember all my reasons to stick around, that I miss you. We all so tired, staring at our tiny screens, wrapped up in unreality. I'm so inside. My head, is it me or is it them? Can't seem to relate. Everything has changed, but it all looks the same. Am I going crazy? Yeah. I've been hiding away for so long. Forgot how to be a person in this world. Life got me down, but I'm trying to remember all my reasons to stick around, that I miss you. Can we please just say how we're really feeling? Just let somebody in and drop the pretenses. The world ended as we know it. We're all just starting over in our own ways. Remember who the fuck you are. Reach out a hand and see if it comes back your way. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I've been hiding away for so long, trying to be a better person. Life got me down, but I'm starting to remember all my reasons to stick around, that I miss you. And so I'm finally reaching out. Oh, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been wearing my self-hatred on my sleeve like a badge of honor. 'Cause they all told me, yeah, they told me nobody likes a show. So I learned to play small
and I learned to be quiet. Forgot what I wanted. If it means that you like me, it's not their fault, no. They only taught me what they knew. We ask why it's so hard to love ourselves in a world that says we shouldn't. They sell us sugar and it tastes like love, while our parents are working doubles, indoctrinated by the school systems. Well, get in line and don't think for yourself. And then they expect us to be well adjusted. They're handing out pills that dull the symptoms, ignoring the cause, yeah, there's a sickness going deeper than some mental illness. It's capitalism. Hey, that's capitalism. Hey, I've been wearing my self-awareness round my neck like a goddamn anchor. Wellness industry's making bank off me. I'm still sick as ever. In the rising tide, in this late stage ride, can keep my head up over water. Feels like I just gotta try a little harder. Hey, they sell us sugar and it tastes like love. Traditional American dysfunction, and lots of liquor just to numb us up. Dissociation with a side of courage, and then they expect us to be well adjusted. They're handing out pills that dull the symptoms, ignoring the cause, yeah, there's a sickness going deeper than some mental illness. It's capitalism. Hey, it's capitalism. Hey, we'll get in line. You're a digit in the system. They want you tired, no, feeling helpless. 40 hours won't satisfy them. They make you sell your soul to keep you buying in. That's capitalism. Hey, that's capitalism. Hey, it's capitalism. Oh, that's capitalism. Hey. Thank you. That was good. Yeah. Cool.